Alright, should be live. Give me 1 second to check it. Alright, Virginia is live and in stereo. It's been a messy week because I'm traveling, going out in the world again. I said I'm gonna go and finish off Birds and Bees. So that's essentially what I've been doing. But welcome everyone. So today I'm gonna again show what I've been working on for this week. I haven't done a lot of progress because of Easter. I hope everyone else's Easter was good. But this is what I've done so far. Again, let me show. Of course, it won't let me do that. There we go. So now, what's good about this one is I can finally select inside the viewport. As you can see, I have to be like super careful so I don't pick one of the other options because they are, how to explain it? Yes, hashtagged out. So, because I haven't implemented them yet. Because I wanted, the thing with the gunslinger class that we talked about before is that I want that class to rely heavily on strength. It should just be like, your standard warrior class essentially. So you don't have to care about talking away for troubles. Whereas the charlatan is like a mix, but you can talk your way out of trouble. So for those who really like social parts of games, will really like that one. And gunsling is like boom boom, yay, monster, yay, cute girl, let's go. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, of course. But now you can see gunslinger. So now for today, we'll see how far we get. Because I really need to start putting in better times. I've been so bad at like putting in the proper time to stream, like to figure out like how long I should do it, or like where time management and all. Hey, I'm good at like when I'm gonna do updates and stuff. I'm usually lock in and just pump them out. But now it's like when it comes to this, I was like, oh no, I will figure it out later, and then I never figured it out. And it's just now, as you can see, there's a glaring issue here. Because on the left here you can see our tokens. That's weird on it. Because one of the monitors I have two that I'm developing it on, it's red. This piece here should be red, but it's orange on my high definition one. Fucking ultra SD, And that one is, that's so strange. Now this is bad, like what, I also forgot what white is supposed to be, but there you go. Pointer being, as you can see, you just have the one tokens. You don't have it several, they don't correlate with the ones you can see up here, and that's really super annoying. And I also can't roll on this one, so that I also have to figure out. Can I press a cold Kojak? Let's see what happens. No. Oh yeah, I should also mention, I'm doing some changes to Top Hat, the revolver. Silas's revolver, in case you forgot. To just to make it look, more like, how to say, fantasy-like, or whatever you want to say. Because I never liked that it's just a handle that's wood and then the rest is in metal. But then I looked into it and I realized why. Because the resource I use for the cold Kodiak is like one block for the entire metal. And yeah, that's not good, is it? So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna essentially I just swapped them, and now the bar, yes, it's called the barrel. The barrel is also wood now. And then I'm gonna put on an actual top hat on the gun. So that one will be in game. It will be put on after the events of Autumn Boulevard, because as you all remember, like she leaves immediately after her husband dies. She leaves immediately for Ledgetown, so she wouldn't have time to fix it up and stuff. It's just a cold Kodiak. It's or just like I couldn't afford that stuff. I'm not even allowed to own one because I'm Swedish. Biggest regret from when I lived in Texas was not going to a shooting range, but I didn't know anyone there. And then like at the end of my stay was one guy. I mean, we got started getting close. He's like, "Oh yeah, we should go out hang out." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm leaving tomorrow." That's always how these things go. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do a little later. But for now, I wanted to talk about other things too. Yes. So, let's see if I can show this. We will see how if it takes too long to put up on my screen. I'm not gonna, you know, like whatever. But I have the map of the meadow. Let me just double check so nothing is. There you go. Awesome. There we go. I should have it. But I have to do a screen cap because downloading this thing takes like this has to bake it in. And I don't know if like my computer will just crash. Even though it's a good one, it's very good. My computer, it's still There we go. So this. Alright, that's a damn shame. So I had to open paint again. Boomer moment again. I always hate that they change the icon on paint all the fucking time. What was it? Oh my god. There you go. Oh, why not? Let's put it here. There we go. And now this should work. If I go in here, and I go in here. No, it's here. Should be all right. There we go. There we go. Now, this is the meadow. Size, as you remember, of Australia. So this is just like a rough draft I used in that, incarnate map generator. But yeah, there you go. I can actually show this for once. So up in the, I don't know if you can see the mouse pointer. Can you see the mouse pointer? You cannot see my mouse pointer. That's a shame. I will figure out later. Pointer being that up in the northeast, top there, you see a forest, right? That is a part that's connected to Blåkulla that Armando talks about last update. And on the east, and this is what I have to add to, is Thule, and which is Queen Louis' old realm. So every time they say they see with a tree, every time they talk about the meadow, that is the tree on the right. You see in the middle of all that water, that is where the bird once arrived. But I will keep it vague, whether or not the bird or the cat arrived in the meadow first. But that is her tree, and that's where they became friends. And that would be the Duchess and the bird, Moon and Lucille, that we all come to love. And then you see on the left, very far left, you see Autumn Boulevard, which is where Sylvester ends up at the very, very end. That's not shown yet, or if ever shown. Then on the right, you'll see Blackleaf Forest. That is where Gabriella is from, or where she arrived, and is filled with spiders. And then obviously Michael's lighthouse. So it's on top, and that's, yeah, the symbolism, I guess, should be fair. It's, the light that guides the souls on to Vitkula, which is where, you know, you depart from if Freya doesn't want you to be there in the meadow, or if they have to take someone there. And this is what's interesting about the lore, right? Or like, this is not my lore, this is like the mythology, right? About Blåkulla and Vitkula. This Blåkulla, Kulla means hill, Blå means blue, so I thought. But here's the thing, Blå is an old Swedish word for black, so it's Black Hill. And Vit, white. So you have White Hill where the angels live, and then Black Hill where the demons and the witches live. And then as a further to the east, but like still close to the meadow, it's just divided by mist, is Fula, where our favorite bard is living. Now, this is the lore that I will expand on. Because someone once, like, don't feel pointed out, please, if you're listening to this, but someone wanted to, like, pay me to do a game once. And it just didn't work out. Like, I just felt like, nah, man, like, our ideas are too divided. Like, that's what I feel like. And if he texts me again, like, I will tell him that too. Like, it wouldn't have worked out because I did have a concept, but he wasn't that interested, and I was like, okay, cool. And then, like, that's the one concept that I think I could have worked with and done what you wanted. But yeah. But to be fair, now that concept did grow out, so I know how to, with the big time skip. That's when we will know, like, then that comes really important when I do the full Eldritch Punk post-apocalyptic, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, that's what I want to do, rather. So, now, to get back to our map. Oh yeah, Silver Plains, you see it? And there's Tomtegårda. That's how you say it, by the way. That's where Holly is from. Tomtegårda. Try putting that into English, It's so, all these words, like, you have to think, like, how would I hear it if I wasn't in, like, if I didn't speak, Swedish and stuff? But Tomtegårda, which literally translates to gnome home, essentially. And then to the east, as you can see, I haven't figured it out yet. That's what I really want to do. I have some ideas how to do it because I want, next time I even mention the meadow, I want to do the east part, like the spring parts. But then to Eleftheria on the right, that's a city of marble that's huge, which is the biggest city in the meadow. And then south you see Ruby Plains, and that's where Eleftheria, or Munin, Sadkiel, beheaded the Duchess, which is why the field is all red. Now, to top right, Järnalmaskog. This is ruled over by Angerboda, which is a giantess from Nordic mythology. But the thing is, like, being a giant, sure, it means you're big, but it also means that you're, like, you have magic powers too. Like, all those entities were huge. So when you think of it as a giantess, think of more like a big magical evil creature that does magic. And that part is ruled by Angerboda because I needed my pirates, man. I love pirates so much. It's so fucking cool. When I was a kid, I wanted to become a pirate. Anyway, the point is that I needed, like, a reason for the pirates to go around, right? So I wanted to be like slaver ships from Blåkulla who go there to pick up, not only slaves, but, certain equipment and things like this, right? Now, in this part, you also have the battle between Tula and this part of the meadow because, how to say, Sargosi battles them with her ships, her armada. And that's it for the lore now. Let's get back to it. So, what we're doing now is putting in the tokens. Let's see what Grok tells us I'm supposed to do. I'm just gonna close this. 1 second, I need to switch. So we're back. And then once I close this one. Awesome. So what does it say? Okay, fine. Let's go. On gunslinger pressed. On. No, it's not. It's here. So yeah, what I'm doing is connecting the tokens to the tokens in 2D board. That's what I'm doing. Why am I in Goblin? There we go. Okay. On gunslinger button pressed. What? Where? Ah, got you. Q free. Okay. There we go. Alright. Then add this tiny function to the end of stat tokens controller GD. Func force update again. Alright, let's go. Yeah, that's the next part I'm fixing, because for some reason it just won't let me switch. It's super annoying. Fine, let's do this for now. Alright, let's see what happens. Can I roll the die? Cannot roll the die. The only thing that happened was that all the tokens disappeared from me. Okay, alright, okay, alright. There you go. All that happened was that my tokens from the 2D board disappeared when picking gunslinger. Still can't roll die. So when it's doing that, trying to figure out why I'm, being retarded. Yes, I'll do this. Oh my god, please just tell me I'm logged in. I am logged in, nice. Download this. I'm actually gonna do that. I want to see if it works, because I need to figure out how to play music in this thing anyway. Because I do still want to talk. I want to talk about how I do music and stuff too. So let me just put it in my music for now. Yeah. Should be like this. Let's do this. Usually doesn't like him. Yeah. Now, in the meantime, before I do that, I want to see if it has. I'm just gonna try this one more time, otherwise I will do it tomorrow. Because I need to get back to working on use as well. What the hell? Whoa, 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 whoa. Q3. Yeah, I like that he just gives me these hashtags because I'm gonna show this because I have a very good friend of mine who's a coder. I could probably pay him like for a month and he could have all my code sorted if I wanted to. But I cannot afford him because he charges like, what is it, like something ridiculous. I think it's like somewhere between, so bad at numbers when it comes to this because it's assumed. But easily €200 an hour is probably what he charges if he gets rented out, like borrowed out to someone. So, and I can't always afford. I can afford it for 1 hour, sure, but like not more than that. Oh no, why is it? Ugh, whatever. See if this happening works. All right. Tokens not updating. Nada. Yeah. It'll be fun to fix tomorrow. Now I'm gonna leave it there. I like it more. I like the look of it showing you guys the board because I am still I'm just happy about it, man. I'm just happy about it. There you go. I need to because the thing is like I want to have slant it even more. That's the thing, but I don't know how to do it and still make it make graphical sense or whatever you want to say, right? Because the thing is that now you're just seeing a table. Like I want you to be able to see, things in the back, like Saragosi, like at least a glove on the table, like as you pumping or humming or something, Because now it's just a boring table. But one thing first. As I said, when we're done with this, I'm gonna move into doing the 3D cutscenes. I need to do some final things. For example, make sure that the battle is in a loop, for example. And then I have built all my, like Lego, all the Legos, so to say, to make the whole game. But I need to sort this out. I need to just be done with this, so you have a playable board at least. So even though like it just now later when I show, because I did show you this before, that now when you play it, it's just like you roll some die and the enemy dies. That's about it. But and it's gonna be simplistic like that, but there's still so much you can do with it, right? With that simple concept, you can put up, the way you have to move around it. For example, when I did the Unreal game, man, that was fun. Uh, my favorite puzzle was in the cellar that everyone hated, but I loved it. When you have to move around the Unreal, like not the final puzzle, even though that was fun too. The one before that, where the Unreal can move two spaces and you can move one, and you have to outmaneuver her through the maze. I love that sort of thing. So expect that to come back. But for now, I'm just gonna let Grok know it's still not working. And I'm just gonna put Grok back here. And then I'm gonna play some music. How to play music on your stream, OBS. Oh, it's that easy. Okay, alright. What? Okay, I probably have to lower the fucking music. Wait, can I pause it? There we go. I'm just gonna assume I have to lower the volume. No, I cannot. At least I can play the music now. Where do I just don't lower the volume. All these things, man, are made by fucking nerds. And that's me saying that. I played Dungeons and Dragons. How to lower your volume on stream music OBS. Audio mixer sliders, there you go. Okay, there you go. It's usually -12. Something you learn immediately when making games, making videos, making films is how loud music is. Because you think like, oh, let's just put it here, and then you can't hear anyone speak, So now, let's try this. And the worst part is, I have to wait for my live to come up again. Can you see? Okay, back. I lowered it to -40. Because I'm -40. They're back. I hope the audio mixing isn't ass. Well, I guess we'll have to find out because I have like 2 computers, 2 monitors, everything all up, so I can't obviously. Yeah, it's just a hassle. But hopefully it works. I will check it later. Now, here's the thing. I hope you recognize that song because that's the song that plays at the start of All the Smiles at the end, and in all the endings. But I remixed it in Suno, the AI music thing I use. So, what that means is that I realize like the melody of it. So this is something. See, this is the first draft for the Autumn Boulevard theme because I love Ross Budgeon, like he's obviously very talented and things like that, Of course it is, but I want to do my own thing for the remake and do like my own intro. Although it goes pretty hard last update, when I used the Autumn Boulevard patcher. And I heard the intro again, I was like, damn man, that was so hard. Like just getting started out and everything, man, takes me back, But yeah, now, yes. The final note on the schedule that I wanted to talk about is this thing I mentioned in Discord chat, Stepford. The thing is that that's sort of how I started developing the remake, because I didn't know how to handle it. First I want to do Unreal Engine 5, and Unreal Engine 5 is like, hey man, if you have an IQ over 10,000, I guess like life must be so much easier, because Jesus fucking Christ, I hate Unreal Engine 5. It's like, it's too much. It's just too much. And like all the guides and everything, like, don't get me wrong, the people who do the guides are angels, right? But like, Jesus fucking Christ, just to do like, hello, hi, how are you, that dialogue tree, it's like arcane knowledge, man. It's like, how do people do this? Because like, say what you want about RPG Maker, but that was like, click on one button, oh, here you go, text, dialogue, good. So I haven't gotten that there yet in Godot. The reason I wanted to use Godot anyway was because I wanted to mix 2D gameplay, right, with the board that you see in front of us with 3D. And then I asked like Grok actually, okay, what is easier, what do you recommend, what engine do you recommend me using as a noob? And he said use Godot, and I was like, okay, cool, let's do it then. And I have seen people do really impressive, graphical things with Godot, so it's not like, it's bad or something, But anyway, I was just playing around with Grok, like role playing and stuff, and then I used my die to roll with Grok, and I realized, this is actually pretty fun. And then I started developing this whole Stepford thing. So I have all these maps, all these events, and these stories about it that I wrote for, and I'm like, alright, I can do this into a game. So that's but I have, obviously, I don't want to get ahead of myself too much here. Because there are two issues. First, I need to make this work. I need to, the system, because I really like this system, you go, board, card, and then cutscenes. And Stepford, that game, that is just called that, like that's the pilot name or whatever, it's not gonna be called that. But essentially, you break down with your car, and you're in this town that's like stuck in 1970s, and then you need to get out. That's more or less the plot of the game. And you have to get your boyfriend out. Just you and your boyfriend, you have to get out. I will probably switch, like, not the boyfriend or girlfriend per se, but that you can pick if you want a girlfriend or boyfriend. Now, but that's the first step, right? The hurdle. The second hurdle is I want to look AI vintage, or like, not look AI of course, but like look vintage, like a vintage film. And I need to figure out how to do that. Do I just do a bunch of pre-rendered scenes like with AI, and then just do a node with one, this is like how I want the main character Riley, what I want her to look like, and this is like, then pre-render them, and every time you walk into a shop you just play the same video clip. I don't know, and those are things I have to figure out how to do most effectively. And I mean, if I figure out the Autumn Boulevard thing and like do the 3D shop scenes I'm gonna do for that one turns out well, sure. What I will say though is there is a chance that after I develop this one, that, how do I explain it, that I end up doing that one first because it's simpler. But then again, I don't know, it's simpler because all the resources needed to do the Stepford game is less than to do Autumn Boulevard, because Autumn Boulevard changes biomes, as you remember. You go, like, Blåkulla is there, you have, the Iceland, okay, oh, whoa, I guess cat is out of their bag, yes, it's Iceland, there you go, whoa. The thing is that the Icelandic streets, the snow and the forest, and then like, so to be fair, I could probably just download like and buy, you know, medieval pack or fantasy pack, and then just figure out how to do the Icelandic villages and stuff. And then it's like other things, like different type of creatures that I want to be in Autumn Boulevard, whereas in Stepford there's like, it's just humans. Like there is, at certain point there is like, ooh, because how do I say, like Stepford is more similar to Holly Smiles at the End, in the sense I want the horror to come from humanity itself, you know, that is like human, like the horror we inflict on each other and like what it represents. That's more the horror angle I'm doing with that one. The only like magical creature, except what's going on in the town, is this creature called Conniving. And remember when I showed you this? Let me put it up again. So I said east, what I told you, like Helgenesundet, where Järnälven school goes into, where all the nymphs are from. In that area, as I said, is ruled by Angerboda. And one of those creatures from there gets recruited somehow and becomes a royal or it wouldn't be royal, a jester for Freya's court in the meadow. And then she gets sent away, this jester. Or she doesn't get sent away that way. What happens is that she goes away willingly to create an ode to Freya, and then just sort of goes to this weird Stepford place, and she's like, she's part of the town, but she's not also not. She just is there and just chilling out because she likes what it looks like. And it's like piece of her to create her ode that she goes to play for Freya once each decade or millennia or something like this. But I created her as a non-laughing clown. And because it's like sort of inverse of Jordan Peterson says, like, you know, oh, the devil is a smiling, is a clown. But here's the thing, the clown isn't funny. And I really like the way he said that, although I guess he went a little too far. And now, you know, he's doing the Ethan Winters Let's Play Resident Evil 7 thing. I hope it comes out okay and he's alright, but yeah, that's where we are with him at the moment. But yes, I wanted to be a clown that doesn't smile. Like, I know it's been done to death, but the thing is like that this clown is what gives Riley like a fighting chance in this town, because she's always, that's sort of also the plot, that everyone else who goes in to this town is loses against the town within like a day, but this clown called Conniving or Conniving she she gets bored by it, so she wants to see something interesting, so she lends Riley the might to have a fighting chance. What else do I want to say about Conniving? Yes, that's the final point. Let me actually restart this one. I can sort of show it. Oh wait. I'm gonna feel like such a jackass if this music has made me sound horrible. I'm gonna feel like such a jackass, eh? Let me just do this. Close it down. Oh, I almost closed down the wrong one. This one. Now, if we go in here to my dear old scripts, then I should have the new Charlatan now. Shivani, right? That's what I call it. Drabarni, that's what I call it. Here you go. Your mother's family's mystical patron, Conniving, speaks to you. So I want her to... So I will add her to Autumn Boulevard 2. She won't have a big role because I don't want to retcon that much. I will have to retcon some smaller things. The biggest one is actually Sylvester's accent. Because she speaks English, sure, but she speaks in a very heavy accent. But it's not just a heavy Germanic accent. It's also like the posh Germanic accent, which has another layer to it, right? That's the biggest one. So, and other than that, she does sound like Diane Kruger when she speaks. I always had that in my head, that she has that like sort of sultry voice when she speaks. It fits her really well. But this is only in play, like Conniving will only be in play if it plays the Barney. Then she will like take point in the plot and whatnot. But all in all, the Stepford one might come sooner than Autumn Boulevard remake, for the simple fact that I just have to have humans as enemies, and it's so much easier. And also, the stats of the enemies are like very copy paste. So it's more like how you maneuver around is gonna be the big thing, right? And it's gonna be not a roguelike, I wouldn't say that, but because I don't even fucking know what a roguelike is. I just know it sounds really fucking boring, and I would rather Roblox myself than to play one. What I meant more, so let's say it proper, that it's not roguelike that way, but it's more that each time you play it, it will be different. Right now, in another roleplay which also helps me develop the characters, is I'm doing other characters that will be like followers, who are like old victims of the town. And yeah. But yes, thank you all for watching or listening or however you find me. And this has been Virginia. Blessing or unblessing or unhallowed or hallowed your evening. Have a nice day.